Hello and welcome back to Radiant Dawn 0% Growths. We are on chapter 3.9. Last chapter, Har was the MVP, which, sure, I guess that makes sense. I don't really recall him getting many enemy phase kills, but I don't recall Titania doing so either, so I don't know. I would have assumed it would have to be one of the two of them. Anyway, this chapter we actually are with the Crimean Royal Knights, plus Khalil, who wasn't in 2-3, but was in 2E, of course. And the only thing that really needs to be mentioned here, I guess, is we have a bunch of BXP we're not going to use because we've got other units that we would rather give it to. I think there's probably an argument to be made for giving some to Kieran, like doing that, but if I do end up promoting him, he's probably more likely going to be like a Master Crown candidate, which I think even that is pretty unlikely, but I guess we'll see. And then the other thing is skills. So there's an Adept scroll available in the shop for this chapter, so I got that and I gave it to Marcia. Adept's just a good skill to have in general. For this chapter, it does increase the clear reliability a little bit because there's an attack that Marcia needs to be able to land that she's just not very likely to land. So, well, she's not unlikely to land it, but she's likely enough to miss that it's nice to have that little bit of extra insurance, is what I'm trying to say. And then there are the two Paragon Scrolls that Joffrey and Astrid have, and I've given those to Kieran and Danved. So Kieran kind of for similar reasons, even though, again, like, I'm not BXPing him, but, like, still, he's the best candidate there is. And then Danved is like, well, he's even more so not ever going to promote, but I don't really have a better choice. Now, I mean, I could have left it on Joffrey, but he's not going to be rejoining us in 3.11 the way the others are, so we don't want to lose access to the Paragon Scroll by leaving it on Joffrey. Plus, we're actually going to promote him as well. But I'll get into that when I get into the chapter, which I guess I'm going to do now, because there's not really anything else to talk about. So yeah, here we are on 3.9. It's a defeat boss chapter. The boss is up here. It takes a little while to get to him, because most of our units, that being our paladins, just don't have like a direct path to get to him. They can't go up like this gap. They can't go up these gaps. They can't go through the houses, so they've got to go either like up the stairs they've got to go up the stairs and over here, and then either through these thickets and through this guy, or around the house like so, and then up the stairs. I mean, Marcia can fly directly over there, and these two can walk directly over there, but they're not really strong enough to efficiently kill the boss, let alone take out the enemies between themselves and the boss anyway. So, in terms of why we're going to promote Joffrey, I wanted to show that off before I actually do it. Actually, I should have him equip the Brave Lance. Okay, so Joffrey with the Brave Lance has 34 attack. He also has 20 speed. This guy right here has 17 speed and 25 defense because he's standing in a thicket. So Joffrey's doing 9 damage to him per hit, which means he doesn't even 4-hit KO the guy. Even a 4-hit KO would be alright, or sorry, a 4-hit not quite 4-hit KO would be alright if Joffrey could like end up here, attack him on player phase, the guy dies on enemy phase, or not dies, but attacks on enemy phase, is mostly dead, and then we like kill him with a hand axe from Kieran or something, and then move Joffrey through. But the problem is that we're one tile, well, maybe a couple tiles too far away to be able to actually do that, because Joffrey, if he full moves on turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then on turn 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this would be 9, 10, 11. So you can't attack the guy on player phase until turn 3. So we basically lose an entire turn if Joffrey's not able to one-round this guy, because instead of, you know, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and now he's in range of the boss, he goes 1, 2, 3, stop. And then the next turn, you know, maybe you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and now he's in range of the boss, but, you know, we're a turn behind. Along similar lines, if we go around the long way, then, you know, here, turn 1, we're 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, turn 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 turn 3. Again, by the end of turn 3, we're not in range of the boss. Whereas we are if we go through this guy. And if we promote Joffrey, he gets 2 speed, which allows him to double, and 2 strength, which allows him to do 11 damage per hit. And thus, with the Brave Lance, he can actually just one-round the guy. So, that's what we're going to do. And it is something I wanted to avoid having to do, because it would be nice to be able to like use that Master Crown on somebody who's going to be around for late part 3. So like in terms of units who might want to use a Master Crown, Mia of course, and then potentially Oscar if we don't just get him there through regular level ups. Sigrun and Tanith when they show up, and I mean, maybe at some point, like units like Kiran and Gatry, we would want to consider if we had the option. But we don't get very many Master Crowns. We've used 1 on Har already. We get 4 more, including this one, so now 3 more. 2 of them are with the Dawn Brigade until beginning of part 4, I guess. And then the other one shows up with or in 311. So we'll get to do like 1 of those promotions in 311. But we would have gotten to do 2 if we could have sent this Master Crown. But I don't think sending it would save a turn in any of those later chapters. Probably. I mean, I'm not positive about that, but I suspect that that's the case. That like we've got... Because our strongest units are already promoted. We're not going to like get a unit that's stronger than anybody we already have by promoting there. So we're not going to be like relying on, like Sigrun or Tanith or Mia or somebody to like do something critical that saves a turn. Probably. I don't know for sure, but probably. So that's the choice there. Anyway, other things to note about this chapter. There's a guy up here with a speed wing. We obviously very much want that. These houses will get set on fire by these unpromoted soldiers, and then you get BXP for each house that's at the end of the chapter that's not on fire, and then each house that is on fire but hasn't burned down. Less for that. The house has to be on fire for like, I want to say like 3 turns, or long enough that it doesn't really matter for this clear, but it has to be on fire for a little while before it burns down. So you can extinguish the fire while it's on fire to avoid that. And then we have some more yellow units. These 3 are not super relevant. This guy is pretty nice to have around, though, as we've seen in other similar setups. Anyway, let's get started. So, first thing we're going to do is just have Joffrey come over here and blow this guy up with the Brave Lance. He would have been able to do that without being promoted. And then we're going to take out this other guy with a combination of all 3 of our other paladins. We even need Astrid's chip damage to get it done. And we're actually going to leave Kiran where he is. We would rather advance him a little bit further, except that it doesn't matter too much because if basically Joffrey's going to end up in this spot, and so we can't get anybody else like into the thickets in a way that's useful for next turn. And so well, we could from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We could get Kiran to like this spot next turn, but the value of doing so is pretty low, and it would involve letting this guy like come up to here and then attack Kiran from this spot, which would block Joffrey's, and everybody else's path through here. Whereas as it stands, he's going to have to attack Joffrey and just die on enemy phase. So we prefer that. Then we're going to come up here and we're going to have Khalil deal some damage to this guy, and then Danved is going to come up here, but he's not actually going to attack. And the reason is, if we did kill this guy, that would be fantastic. But the problem is that, this guy will want to run away for healing and run to this healing bush if we do enough damage to him. And we want to eventually, like, put Marsha on this tile. So we don't want that guy over there if we can avoid it. Whereas if we let enemy phase him, then we have the potential to, like, kill him on player phase where he can't run away. And then Marsha is going to come up and attack this guy. Attacking this guy is not necessary. But we can do it safely. It reduces the number of burning houses, which is going to increase our BXP a little bit. And we've got this healer down here, and he's got anybody else to heal this turn anyway. So we might as well, like, risk taking the damage. Because it's just going to get healed off anyway. Conceivably, if Kieran had missed and then taken damage, we could have chosen not to do that, but... honestly, it doesn't really matter. If Kieran does take that damage, probably in any case. Nice. Okay. So, now, we're going to aim to take this guy out, which unfortunately it takes all three of our paladins once again. I'd rather give the kill to Kieran, but he's not strong enough to secure it. So, just gonna hit him with Makalov. Hit him with Kieran. And then with Astrid. She can't attack first because she just gets destroyed, at least if the guy hits. Then this guy we're just going to leave alive because we don't want to waste Brave Lance charges on him. He's not really a threat. He won't even attack our units for the most part, even including Astrid for whatever reason. And I do need Joffrey to have the Brave Lance equipped because these guys will like potentially come in and attack Joffrey from this tile, and we want Joffrey to be able to counterattack with... like, in a way that actually sets them up to die, because we need Joffrey to attack this guy next turn. So, anyway, we're gonna leave that equipped, and we're just gonna go ahead and extinguish the house. Okay, so now we have a couple options for what to do here. We can, let's see, Elfire this guy. Elfire does 15? Yeah, okay, so we can do that. That's just what I'm gonna do. Because that'll pull another one of the halberdiers over here, and if that means that guy doesn't attack Joffrey, so much the better. Does this? It's the same hit rate. Yeah. So let's just leave this thing equipped so we can potentially do a little bit of extra damage. Now we can promote Danvid if we want to. Okay. Meanwhile, Marsha cannot. Take 2 hits from this guy, although if she does attack him, then this guy will heal her. But what's more important is that this guy might run away if she attacks him, so we're gonna actually take this guy out instead. Plus, maybe Marshall will activate Adept on enemy phase. Who can say? We need to stay where we were because this sniper can kill Marsha if we get any closer, so we're going back to here. And then we can have Khalil help kill the guy next turn to get the speed wing. Yellow unit's good. Good. So yeah, Danvid did actually lure that guy away from Joffrey, which is nice. We save Brave Lance charges and we don't risk... I don't know if this guy has... Yeah, he has 19 defense, 36 HP, so... It'd actually be 20 defense, so 16, 20, so 32. Yeah, he would survive on here, and we'd have to kill him with a ranged weapon, which would be slightly annoying. So it's good that we don't have to do that. Have to deal with that. So now... Well, can you finish this guy off without Marsha's help? No, you cannot. Okay, that's annoying. But not too annoying. So we're gonna put Marsha on this tile because the sniper can't reach her there, and yeah, I don't really see a reason. Let's see, how poor is that? It's not a big deal. Yeah, we might as well have Marsha try to set Khalil up for this kill so that we don't need to move Danvet up to potentially secure it this turn. The reason we want to do that being... actually, let me count something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. So if Khalil is standing on that spot, I don't think Danvet can finish this guy off. Almost, though. 94 hit rate with the javelin. That's fine. 30 attack, 15. Well, Danvet should get healed. We don't want to lure that guy over anyway. Alright, yeah, let's use the javelin. The only downside of this is that, like, both of these guys will go over to the right, but I don't know how much that really matters. Actually, they might not even if this guy, like, comes up the gap and just gets himself killed, which is entirely possible. Certainly seen it happen. Alright, got the Speedwing. Now, we need Joffrey to take this guy out. Nice. Saved a charge of the Brave Lance. And we're actually going to place him one spot shorter than he could move so that we don't lure these two guys out. This guy won't move anyway, so we'll just be dealing with these three enemies. And it's still, Joffrey's still in range of the boss. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Granted, this does end up meaning that Marsha has to attack the boss at range rather than at close, because Joffrey can't, like, get to the boss, like, and Kanto back out of the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and neither can Marsha. So that part's unfortunate. But, like, having to get through these two guys is definitely worse, because we just mostly can't. And as far as this guy is concerned, we're actually going to have Astrid come over, and it doesn't really matter which one of these guys we attack. Just going to attack one of them. I guess we'll attack the one she can do the most damage to. They do not... I mean, I guess it wasn't demonstrated this past turn because these guys blocked out, but they don't go after Astrid, these soldiers, like, at all, for reasons that are unclear to me. But this guy will, and he does 26 damage. She has 10 defense, so he doesn't quite one-round her. These guys, you know, can't quite make it down the gap, and so this guy gets lured away to attack Astrid instead of coming over here and potentially blocking one of our units over here. So, yeah. And we're going to have Kieran come over here, and we're going to intentionally not have him equip a hand axe so that if the guy with the... Like, I mean, this guy should go after Astrid anyway, but, like, if he did want to go after Kieran, like, I'd rather him do that than go after Joffrey, at least. And then Makalov... Makalov we don't want him to attack, so we are going to attack, or have him equip a Wind Edge. Yeah, these yellow units are also, like, huge cowards who will heal, like, 10 damage rather than attacking, which is not cool. Yep, he's gonna come up here and get himself killed, which is fine. Now he's bait. You see, they'll go after the yellow units rather than going after Astrid, which is, like, completely baffling, but I'm not gonna complain about it. Ow. That guy's gonna die. And then this other guy is attacking Marsha. Ah, he missed. Nice. Okay, we didn't kill that guy, but we don't need to either, so that's fine. Some reinforcements show up. And now we're ready to finish. So, what we want to do is we want to attack the boss with Khalil. And then we're gonna trade the meteor away from her so that she can't use it next chapter when all of the units in this chapter show up as green units. And sure, I'll throw a javelin at this guy and get 2 XP. Okay, next up, so, I mean, we're going to attack the boss with Joffrey, of course. One thing I didn't mention, Joffrey could activate Soul and kill the boss. Unfortunately, Marcia does only 1 damage with a javelin, so she can't finish if Joffrey doesn't activate Soul, which is pretty sad. She can do 4 damage with a short spear, which is enough. Anyway, but I am going to go ahead and... oh, I know what I was going to say. One other thing I didn't mention. There's actually a spirit dust in this tile, but we can't get to it, and we don't really care. But it is a hidden item that's in this chapter. So why not have Astrid get a kill? Boom. And then we can also give a kill to Kieran. If I could have him move 1 tile further, then I would have him, like, trade for Joffrey's Brave Lance. But, unfortunately, he can't move far enough for that. So Joffrey doesn't use that next chapter. Be the idea. I wonder if Makaloth can kill one of these guys. Yeah, alright. Sure, why not? Okay, we don't have to throw the short spear. Joffrey did activate Soul. Well, there you are. That is chapter 3-9 in 4 turns. And yeah, I think I guess we'll see whether it proves to have been worth it to promote Joffrey to save that turn, or whether there's some other situation where I'll be like, oh no, I wish I could have promoted, you know, whoever. But I think it'll prove the correct choice in the end. Either way, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time for chapter 310. Until then.